right, everybody. Thank you for waiting for us. I'm so grateful for every single person who follows me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. You guys are totally awesome. Tonight's guest is Miss McClarty, and she is the co-founder of Young Faces Smiling. Her face might look familiar because when I interviewed Dame Dash a few weeks ago, he had her just come on screen. like he just had her come on camera, and he was really enthusiastic about her program, and it made me want to just follow up with her and introduce her to my platform and my followers. So I definitely want everyone to give her a great big welcome. So give me a couple hearts, give me some thumbs up, because I'm streaming everywhere right now. I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm a little bit of everywhere. So Miss McClarty, again, thank you for being a guest on Minority Report featuring Black-owned businesses. For those who don't know, my name is Lachelle Smith, and I'm the host of this platform. And here's where we celebrate Black-owned businesses. And I want to, again, thank you. And I want to roll right into these questions because I want to know so much more about Young Faces Smiling. How are you doing in Harlem? Are you in Harlem, sis?
Yes, I am. And thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Yes, Harlem, USA's in the building.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. So you have been, well, you're the co-founder of Young Faces Smiling, and you've been working, or you were working previously with Dr. Young to develop this program, this curriculum.
Yes. So Dr. Eloise L. Young is the visionary. She's the one that came up with the actual idea. Just one day, we were eating at a diner, and she just said, Face. The name is after us. Her last name is Young. My nickname is Face. And she just said, Face, I want you to carry on the legacy, and I want you to do what so many people have done, especially me, and help as many kids as you possibly can to transform their life. And so this vision was Dr. Eloise L. Young's vision. It wasn't mine. I went to college to be a teacher principal and to quit and retire as a principal, but she had another vision and another idea. And so she actually came up with the idea.
And there is no doubt in my mind that, you know, she's pleased with the work that you're doing, and carrying on her legacy and her name. And I know she's no longer with us, so we definitely want to recognize her and the work that she had given you to do. And now you are, you know, like I said, carrying that out. So what I really want to know is, explain to me exactly what the curriculum is. So I understand that you take students and you match them up with public figures and celebrities, and then you work it into, you know, math equations and reading problems. And explain exactly how Young Faces Smiling, how the curriculum works.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the curriculum, but I want to start back with how Dr. Young became my mentor.
Okay.
So my mother met Dr. Young when I was 8. And when I was 10, I was a bad kid, good kid, which is what I talk about in this book in depth. And when I was 10, I had told my mother I wanted to count drug money. At that time, Harlem was really into heavy heroin and crack and stuff like that. And I really wanted to get away from the environment. So I thought counting drug money would be the best thing. And then, of course, I was a bad student, a C student. I was fighting every day, in church, in the pastor's house, in the schools, on the streets, everywhere. I was just out of control. No, I was terrible. I was absolutely terrible.
Oh my goodness.
And so, and I talk about this into this particular book. And so one day, my mother told Dr. Young, I'm gonna put her in a children's home because, I mean, she's just out of control. And so then I was 10, and then Dr. Young said, no, send her up to me into Westchester on the weekends. And so then I talk about that in this book, One Powerful Woman. And so basically, this is how Young Faces Smiling actually started.
Started with you.
Yes. So I'm the original Young Faces Smiling. And I always got C's. I was bad as the devil. And I just assumed, no, I really was. Like, in junior high school, I had access to all types of things. My mentality was, you know, to kill someone if I had to in order to survive the streets of Harlem, which is what these books talk about. And fast forward, because of the intensity of Dr. Young's being in my life, she became like another mother, an auntie, someone very dear in my life. She just totally mentored me and transformed my life. And so at 17, I had no choice but to go to college. But the power of mentorship, this is an intense academic research book that I talk about that. And it was because of all of her loving me unconditionally as if I was her child that actually transformed my life. And I went away to college at 17. And then, of course, by 23, I became a 5th grade school teacher.
By 23, you were a 5th grade school teacher. And yes. But you have your certification as a principal as well, too, right?
Yes. Okay, I did that later on.
Later on.
I did that later on. I'm not 25, but I did that later on. I went straight from undergrad to my master's to become a school teacher.
Right. We're not going to call you out and call out your age. We're not going to do that part. We're not going to do that. But, but you like you said, you're the original Young Faces Smiling. And it's all because someone thought enough of you and wanted to mentor you and wanted to pour into you.
It was because of Dr. Eloise Young.
Right. And she didn't want to give up on you. And then you've now turned that into your mission, and you have youth that you don't want to give up on. So
that wasn't, I thought just being a teacher principal was enough.
Okay.
And then in 2004, 2005, she said, Face, I don't want you just to help a class, become a principal and just help a school. I want this to go global. I want you to create something that has never been created, that we can actually transform the lives of students. And so she came up with the idea of Young Faces Smiling. So going into the curriculum, a little bit of it is really my secret sauce. Well, Dr. Young and I came up with an idea where Young Faces Smiling is an enrichment education program where we connect students to celebrities, entrepreneurs, and public figures, but we connect them to their career experiences. So basically what I do is I take students all over to interview the celebrity or the entrepreneur public figure. And then I take that interview and I flip the interview and I create it into a 10 to 20 week content in the school. So I'm actually a vendor where all schools can bring me into their schools. And so when I teach normally 100 kids, I do for an example, Tiana Taylor was very influential when we started this company. So it's the Tiana Taylor lesson plan. And then the next week it's the Katie Couric lesson plan. And then the next week it's the Dr. Oz lesson plan. And so of course these celebrities, over 400 of them have volunteered. And then I surprise them as well with the actual lesson. And then the students will interact with them, and it's guaranteed.
Okay, like I love the idea. I love how innovative it is, and I love that you have actually been able to reach over 400 different influential individuals who are willing to take the time, to meet with these young people, and then you turn around and turn it into a curriculum. And you're saying that the curriculum is like, how many weeks was that again?
Sometimes a school may hire me for 10 sessions or 20 sessions. It depends on the school and the subject.
And how many schools are you vending to right now?
I've been a part of 15. Right now, it's because of remote, I'm doing 2 high schools at this present moment.
Okay, and that was going to be actually my next question, because of, us living in this current pandemic. How has that, been either detrimental or influential to what it is that you're doing? Does it create an opportunity for you to reach more schools because of being able to be virtual, or, do the classrooms, the kids or the schools, do they prefer you to be there in person? How does that work for you?
Well, for me, of course, I prefer in person, but because of what's going on, everything is remote learning and Zoom. It still has the same effect because students get that opportunity to interview different people. But then there are some people that have allowed me to bring students to their office and interview them. So I normally would go with maybe 10 students. When we would go to the talk shows, of course, that was 50 or 100. So now it's maybe limited, but the program still is ever the same. And I'm just looking forward to in-house, of course, because it's different when I come into the schools. And then what happens is the students never know what celebrity is coming. And so it's always a surprise. So I'm able to increase the attendance rate, because if I teach on Mondays, then the kids know never to be absent on a Monday because they don't know who Miss McClarty is going to walk in. Right. And so then like Ryan Leslie came to the school, Candy Burris came to the school, Chef Roscoe came to the school. It's about, I've had about 35 pop-in celebrities. And it's just really fun.
When the celebrities show up, like, how long do they stay? Do they stay for an entire school day? Like, how much attention are they really giving to these children or these students who are like really eager, really excited to know that like a celebrity's coming in that day?
Well, it depends actually on the celebrity. Like when Ryan Leslie came, he stayed for like an hour and a half.
Okay.
When Angie Martinez connected to the students, she actually told me to bring 20 students to the radio station.
Wow.
Charlamagne and God told me to bring them to the radio station. DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Ebro. It just depends on the celebrity and how they want a transaction. But I normally ask everybody for just 20 minutes of their time. But it's never 20 minutes because they take pictures with the kids, they talk to the kids, they do a whole lot. So it's really up to the celebrity. But when they come to the school, that's my special career day, where the students actually, all students in my program have to write an actual letter to the celebrity. Right. So they actually get to have that one-on-one conversation with the celebrity, and then they get to ask those questions in the mic. And it depends on who it is. Tashira and Xavier Simmons, DMX ex-wife and son, they stayed for about 2 or 3 hours because they was answering everybody's questions. Right. Okay. So it depends on the celebrities. And one of the things that I really want to talk about is the fact that each and every one of these celebrities did not know who I was, and they did everything for me for free.
For free. That's incredible. I mean, are you able to duplicate this process? I mean, have you like packaged it and now you're selling it so that other people can do it? Like, how are you replicating the process, or are you replicating it at all?
No, I'm in the process of doing that. I'm eventually do a Young Faces Smiling school online. But right now, it's just that special touch. It's more, like I said, focusing on the power of mentorship. And I have another book called Reaching for the Stars. So this is for everybody. They can purchase this book because I give 10 secret steps of how I actually connected to these celebrities. Dr. Young and myself were the only 2 people who operated the company. I don't have an agent and a manager or anybody. And the 2 of us had secrets for that. And then my next book is The Real Superstars, where there's about 90 students in this book that talks about the program and how they liked it and what it was about. And then I'm working on 3 more books. The Gift of Passion just came out yesterday. And so, we would love for everybody to go to YoungFacesSmiling.store, order as many books as you can. All proceeds go to Young Faces Smiling. But I like that live connection. But I just really believe the world will go back a little bit normal, at least the school system.
A little bit, yeah.
And then the kids
states are starting to open up and send the kids back if they haven't gone back already. So this is a phenomenal program. I mean, that you're offering a phenomenal service. And like you said, you're doing it all alone. And I know that you have on your website, it's 5 books right now, right?
Yes.
5 books.
No, actually, it's 6.
It's 6. Okay.
Because one book came out yesterday, and then I'm working on 2 more. It's probably 8. Eventually, I will be developing curriculum available for sale to individuals. But right now, I am focused on getting back into schools and having that one-on-one with the kids. I really, really miss the students.
So tell me just a little bit. I need a little sneak peek. What is the curriculum going to be like for Dame Dash?
So it's basically the same interview. If you could go on my YouTube page, I'm on Instagram, everything else. And so basically, one of my ambassadors interviewed him, asked him about 10 questions, maybe 16 questions on video. And then I have some secret questions on paper. And then what I do is I actually take all of that information and I spend a couple of weeks and I flip it and I connect that person's real life connected to my actual Common Core standards and social emotional learning questions and things of that nature. But it's a secret sauce, so people don't really get to see the curriculum. Right. Only the students really get to see it.
But it's nice.
Connecting them with it. So I know we talk about Damon Dash. I just don't want to make that public yet. But like Tiana Taylor, right? Tiana Taylor, I have on her lipsticks. I bought her stuff from MAC, right? So I just give you an example of that. And she actually jump-started the company. And so what I would do is I would take her products and then I will connect it into my lesson plan.
Nice.
And then the students will all get gifts from Tiana Taylor.
Okay. I love it. I love the curriculum. And I love that you have books to supplement the curriculum. So if anybody is, interested in mentoring, she has a book for that. If you're interested in hearing the follow-up from the students and how this program has impacted their lives, there's a book for that. If you're curious about how to reach out to celebrities and get them to, endorse or participate in your programs, she has a book for that. Like, Miss McClarty is doing it for y'all. Like, she has some, curriculum for your children. She has something for you. And if you have a school or you're part of an administration and you would love for her to bring this to your school, you can reach out to her. Like, direct, like she said, she likes the one-on-one. She likes the FaceTime. So, this is a perfect opportunity for you to have her come, bring in celebrities, and turn their stories into curriculum for your students. So I love this. I can't speak more highly of it. We're definitely going to stay in communication, and I'm going to follow up with you because I want to see how this progresses, and I want to see what it is that you're going to do next. So thank you.
And one of the things as we end, and it's not just a book plug, but I was a C student.
No, I'm sorry. Stop. I'm going to stop you right there. Plug your book. Plug your nope. I'm not gonna let you come on. Not on my platform. Not on Minority Report.
Okay.
Plug them books, sis. I want you to hold them books up.
No, but these two books are really very important because it's not just for me. But I was a C student. Not my mother, of course. She's old school. My mother's from New Orleans, so she didn't play, and I come from a village that didn't play. But the school system was saying I wasn't going to be anything. But my village and Dr. Young were saying, you're going to be something and more. And so, that C student that you think won't do anything, that's that bad kid that keeps fighting all the time. Really, everybody buy this book if you know of a kid that's making bad decisions. And because when you grow up in Harlem, honestly, I really thought everybody was selling crack. I didn't realize that people really weren't selling crack. I didn't know that domestic violence was domestic violence. I didn't know that these things were not normal until I was exposed to a different world. And then I went to college to learn it. And so I applied to 10 colleges and got denied from each, and went to college on a probation situation. And I've been in many bachelor's and master's program, and I'm presently working on my doctoral degree. So people thought I would never, but because of the mentorship and the people connecting to me, and I just want to say that to everybody, bad kids are not bad. They just make bad decisions, and they just need people to come into their life to love them unconditionally until they find out who they are and the greatness that's inside of them. And that's what Dr. Eloise L. Young did for me. And she didn't stop at 21. Right. I wasn't 25, but technically, let's say I was 25. Right. And then she said, Face, let's start a nonprofit. Let's do something. I never thought to start a nonprofit or a business. I was going to retire as a principal. And she said, no, Face, there's more. There's more greatness in you. It's not here, but it can go global. And so it's important that, you just love on people's children and care about people's children. And I promise you, you will never know what will happen. But I've had the opportunity to meet and talk with Kanye, Kim, Rihanna, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Dr. Oz. Harry Connick Jr. actually gave us a car on TV.
Right. That video is also on YouTube.
Right. For free. And so my 10-year-old, 11-year-old bad self who wanted to count drug money so that I can get out the hood, never knew that all of these people would be talking to me years later. Right. And that would not have happened if I didn't have a college degree.
Well, that's normally how visions work. You're not given the entire picture. You're given pieces, and then as you continue to go through life and you continue to trust the vision that's been given to you, the pieces start to come together, and then the picture starts to form. And like I said, you are definitely living out the legacy of Dr. Young, and every word that she has spoken over you has come to pass. Yes. You are inspiring so many people, and I really want people to walk away from this interview feeling inspired, feeling encouraged, knowing that they don't have to give up on their child, or even a teacher doesn't have to give up on a student.
That's right.
You don't have to be discouraged, and that there's materials out there that can help you. And like I said, if you feel so inclined that you want to have young faces smiling come to your school, please reach out to Miss McClarty. She is going to be able to bless your soul, bless your administration, your students, and you'll be able to see change in your community. And that's what we're all about here on Minority Report, featuring Black-owned businesses. Again, Miss McClarty, thank you so much for being a guest, and I will see you guys in the next episode. We will be right back in about 30 minutes because I have another educator coming on, Principal Ra. He is the revolutionary educator. He is going to talk about his program and what he's doing out in Compton. So Harlem's in the building. Harlem's in the building.
Harlem. Every day, all day, Harlem.
Compton is next. You do not want to miss it. Please stay tuned. Thank you, guys.